Well, the delivery truck just left. I just got my NewAge Bold 3.0 series garage cabinet, so we're gonna get this thing unpacked and get it set up. So stick around. What's going on, adventurers? My name's Travis and welcome back to another project. In today's video, I'm going to be taking you through the setup and install of our brand new NewAge Bold Series 3.0 cabinets. We ordered the 12-piece set from Costco and I'm so excited to have these cabinets. We've been working really hard over the past 2 weeks to finish our garage off, so we've been painting, installing some nice lights, and these cabinets are the final piece of the puzzle. I've always dreamed of having the perfect garage setup, and having these cabinets gives you the space to store all your tools as well as have a large workbench to work at. So I'm gonna take you through the full install. My wife and I were able to install these in an afternoon into the evening. Then give you a full tour of the cabinets, give you some tips and tricks for the install, and then finally finish off with the things I like and some things that I dislike about these cabinets. So if you're looking for information on these NewAge cabinets, this is the video for you. If you're new to the channel, we are all about projects that add adventure to your life. Anything that gets you up off the couch and out the door on your next adventure. If you haven't already, please take a second, hit that subscribe button, and remember to click that little bell to be notified every time a new video drops. So let's jump into this install. One thing NewAge suggests to do before setting up the cabinets is to find all the studs in the wall and draw a line down the center of the studs. I guess this just helps after setting the cabinets up. They connect to each other and then you can lag bolt them to the wall. But by having these lines, then you can easily see the lines through the holes in the back of the cabinet. So many screws. It's all done. We finished the install of our NewAge Bold Series 3.0 cabinets. This is a moment you've all been waiting for. Check out the final product. So these cabinets turned out great. I love the color. They have really nice contrast with the black and gray, and they're super functional. Having this large 8-foot workbench is great. There's tons of storage underneath and places to sit. Now it's been a couple days since we finished the install. We made a couple changes to the cabinets, so I'll talk about those quick before we jump into the full tour. The most noticeable change is this pegboard we installed on the wall behind the cabinets. Now this pegboard comes in 2-foot by 1-foot sheets. They just screw to the wall beside each other. Now NewAge makes a slat wall that's the perfect size for this. I decided to go with pegboard because I like the ability to really dial in where your tools sit. Now the reason I bring up this pegboard is because it would have been a lot easier to install if we had installed it before finishing the install of the cabinets. So the measurement of this space is 8 feet by 23 inches. I thought that 23 inches was a bit of an odd measurement until I thought the tabletop here is about 1 inch thick. So the distance between the top of the cabinets and the upper cabinets is about 2 feet. So the orientation of our pegboard gave us 8 feet by 2 feet. So we had to undo this tabletop, slide it out of the way to install the pegboard. So if you like this look, having pegboard or some sort of slat wall, I highly recommend getting it before you put the tabletop on. It wasn't a huge pain. We just had to undo all the screws, slide the tabletop forward, mount the pegboard, and then when we slid the tabletop back on, we just had to re-drill the holes. Now personally, I love having this pegboard. It gave tons of space to put some of those odd shaped things like saws or levels, and it really completes the look of these cabinets. Now speaking of undoing the tabletop, this leads me into our second change. So while we had the tabletop off, we decided to change the orientation of our cabinets underneath. As I'm sure you've noticed, originally we had the 2 rolling cabinets in the center with these hard-mounted cabinets on the outside. The reason we wanted to do this was to create a large space in the middle, so if you wanted to sit at the workbench, you could roll those cabinets out and be able to sit with your legs underneath the workbench. Well, after we finished setting up the cabinets, we started to notice with this 2-piece countertop that the front seemed a little flimsy. The tabletop was mounted to these 2 cabinets on the outside, and then we had a support bracket mounted to the wall at the back of the tabletop. This support bracket comes with the kit. But without having that extra support for this 4-foot distance in the center, just the front of the tabletop felt a little spongy for my liking. So we decided to rearrange the orientation of these cabinets. So we brought these 2 cabinets into the center. This allowed us to firm up the tabletop because those support brackets, this kit comes with 2 of them, are meant to attach to the tall upright cabinets, so the countertop is supported on the outside with those brackets and then sits on top of these 2 cabinets in the middle. This led to a way sturdier countertop and something that I think you should consider for the orientation of your cabinets when you go to set them up. So I'll give you a full tour of these cabinets. Like I said, this is the 12-piece set from NewAge. They have a bunch of different sets and configurations. The nice part is all these cabinets bolt to each other and are able to bolt to the wall, so you can come up with tons of different orientations. They even have setups that you can add to have it make a corner. You can make really long sets. You could even have a smaller workspace if you don't have the full space. So this kit comes with 2 of these large big lockers here. Then you can see up top we've got 4 overhead lockers. We've got an 8-foot worktop, and then down below we've got 2 rolling tool cabinets and then 2 of those lower cabinets. So we'll start off with this far cabinet here. All the doors open really nice and sturdy. They have really nice magnets, as well as you can lock every single one of these cabinets. So you can see in this one, we turn this into a bit of a chemical cabinet. There's tons and tons of space in here, tons of different ways to orientate the shelves. It also comes with a coat rack. We don't have it installed up top here, but you can have that go across. So, you know, if you needed to hang anything, you can move some of these shelves down lower and have tons of space to do that. Now these cabinets are super nice. They all have adjustable feet. You can adjust it for about 2 inches of drop, which is something we had to do as we ran it the lengthways down our garage. So with the slope of our garage, we had to really use those feet to adjust. Now it's super easy to level these cabinets. Basically you bottom out the feet and then set it on the highest spot. So this is the highest spot of our garage, and then you just break out a level and just level it from there. Now every cabinet comes with lag bolts, so you can bolt it to the wall. So all these cabinets are bolted to each other, which makes it fairly sturdy, but then bolting it to the wall just makes it so easy. There is no movement when you open these doors. Moving on to the overhead cabinets, there's quite a bit of space in these. You can see we don't have much in there, but the setup of these were actually pretty easy. I thought it would be tricky to get everything level, but one thing I really like with these cabinets is there's 4 mounting holes to connect one cabinet to the other. So these overhead cabinets, they just have 4 individual mounting holes, and they're not slotted. They're just the right size for the bolt. Which makes it really easy because you just have to get those bolts through and threaded. Then you can tighten it all down, and more or less it is nice and square. So anything over 3 of these overhead cabinets, you have to connect them to the wall. We connected each one to the wall. So basically when we set it up, we bolted it to the cabinet beside and then made sure it was level, making slight adjustments, then bolted it to the wall. And then as we marched along with each one of these overhead cabinets, it was really easy to get them nice and level. So you can see these, again, close really nice with them being bolted to the wall. There's just no movement whatsoever. So we've got 4 of these overhead cabinets. You can see they're all able to be locked, which is nice if you have kids running around. You know, if you need to just even lock one of these cabinets, you can do that. Now these cabinets act as a top for the workbench. So you can see there's this light valance here, and then behind we have our work lights. So they're really easy to set up because they're magnetic. So you just have to stick the 3M magnetic strip onto the lights, then they chain all together. So you only have to run 1 cord. So it was really, really easy to set up. So you can see our other large cabinet here. One thing I really love with these cabinets being metal is all the things you can stick to it. So I have a few of these flashlights and levels and things like that. You can just stick it to the cabinet. Now moving into this large cabinet, you can see we put a bunch of storage for tools and things like that. There is just a ton of room, and with being able to move those shelves around, it's super easy to find an orientation that works for your stuff. Now moving underneath the workbench here, we've got one of our 2 rolling tool cabinets here. So it's really nice to have these. They're just on free caster wheels. You can click off the locks, move them in and out really easy. They roll around really nice. Now there's tons and tons of storage in these cabinets. So I've turned this cabinet into a bit of an automotive cabinet and the other one into more of a woodworking general tool cabinet. Now these are also locking, and one thing I really like with these rolling cabinets is they have this little indicator just above where the key goes. So green means it's unlocked, and red means it's locked. I kind of wish they had that on all the cabinets. It seems that it's only on these rolling cabinets, but it's a really cool feature. Now, one thing I really liked when I opened up these cabinets was they already had the tool matting underneath there for you pre-cut. I thought it was a really nice touch. It's always nice to have that. Keeps your tools from rolling around and not scratching up your drawers. I really like that these tool cabinets just tuck so neatly underneath, but you can roll them out. You know, if you're working on a vehicle or something like our side-by-side here behind us, you can roll these tools out, have them right at your disposal. You don't have to be running back and forth. Now, finally, we have these under-counter cabinets here. So if you open them up, you can see this one is turned into a bit of a power tool cabinet. It comes with one shelf, so we've just got it right smack dab in the middle. It gives you tons and tons of space. One thing I really like with this cabinet, as well as the large cabinets, they actually come with a rubber grommet that you put in the bottom. It covers up about a 2-inch hole, so you can run power cords or power bars through that hole. So we've got a bit of a charging station at the bottom of this cabinet, so it makes it really, really easy to run power into these large cabinets. So I really like the orientation of these cabinets in the middle. Now it's really firmed up the tabletop, and with having our two rolling tool cabinets, having them split up by these, it kind of creates a really nice contrast. So finally, we've got our tabletop here. I really like the wood tabletop. You can also get a stainless steel tabletop, but I prefer the wood. It's just makes a really nice contrast with the metal cabinets, and having this bamboo tabletop with the yellow under cabinet lights here just makes for a really cool look. Like I said, you can orientate your cabinets in a lot of different ways. They have a ton of different configurations, so if you want to play around, you can. But I'm really happy with the way this tabletop turned out with having those two cabinets in the center. It's really firmed up the tabletop. Setting it up wasn't too bad. It was a little tricky getting those two center cabinets leveled off and then leveled to the other cabinets, but if you set up the brackets and then these two center cabinets and lay the tabletop on, we have a big 4-foot level, put that on top, we were able to get it nice and level. Speaking of the level of these cabinets, like I said, we had to orient these cabinets lengthwise down our garage. So the slope of our garage is going towards our garage door, and these cabinets run about 13 feet in length. So we ended up having to block up the far cabinet here behind me because we were just running out of room on the legs. So we have a couple 2x4s under that cabinet, and then we're able to adjust the legs from there. As for tips and tricks for setting up these cabinets, probably the number one would be to watch the videos NewAge sends you. So they send you a confirmation email with your tracking information, and attached to that email, they have a couple videos, so things to expect when your delivery shows up. And they have different setup videos, and they just walk you through the process really, really well. The directions that come with these cabinets are pretty good, but some of those little tips and tricks that were super, super handy in setting up these cabinets were in those videos. One of the biggest ones was starting at the high side of the garage and then bottoming out those feet on the cabinets. Then from there, it's really easy to level them out. You can move the cabinet around and just hold it level and then adjust those feet and really tweak it from there. These cabinets come with tons of hardware. We have tons of it left over, which I really love. I absolutely hate when you order stuff, it shows up and they either just have enough bolts or, you know, if they package stuff wrong, you're missing stuff, so you're having to run to the store. They have tons and tons of hardware. Along with all the hardware, these cabinets came with a ton of keys. I think we got 10 sets of keys, so a total of about 20 keys. So just each set of cabinets came with a set of keys. which is nice to have all the options. They all work on each other, but if you're looking for something that's super secure, you know, if you had maybe multiple people with cabinets and you wanted different keys, I don't know how that works. I don't know if they're just all the same identical key, because all these keys work on all the cabinets. So I kind of get the impression that these keys are just a standard key. But if you're looking for a way to just, you know, keep the kids out of a certain cabinet or have a place to hide some Christmas gifts or something like that, these things will do the trick. So finally, let's talk about the things I liked and disliked with these cabinets. So starting with the things I like, the number one being the construction of these cabinets. They are super, super sturdy. When the pallet shows up, you know, it is just this massive pallet. You can tell the cabinets are already assembled. They're all welded together, and some of the smaller cabinets are packed inside of the larger cabinets. NewAge really takes the time in their packaging, which is something I really liked. They had foam blocks and stuff wrapped up, really, really nice. You know, nothing was really moving in there. Some cabinets you see, you know, they show up and they're just all in sheets. They all bolt together. You know, they create this kind of rickety thing, but not these. They show up, they're super sturdy. You know, even one of these cabinets standing on its own, it doesn't need the other cabinets to hold it up. It is very, very sturdy stuff. They also come in a lot of really cool colors. I went with the black and gray, but they also had a really nice red and black one as well as a white one. So there's a lot of different options, so you can get the look you want. The other thing I like is just how easy it is to set this thing up. You can tell NewAge really wants to make a good customer experience. The videos that they send you in an email were a really nice touch, and then searching through their website, I found some really good videos for the setup. They're really informative. If you're ordering these cabinets, I really recommend checking those videos out. But having that kind of support really shows that they want you to have a good experience with their stuff. Now finally, I'll talk about some of the things I didn't like. I really only had two issues with these cabinets. The first one being when they showed up, they had two of the cabinets had a little bit of damage to the backside of the cabinets. I was a little frustrated at first because, you know, you spend good money on these cabinets, you want them to be perfect when they showed up, but when I gave NewAge customer support a call, they were so awesome to deal with. They were concerned their stuff was showing up in less than pristine condition. So they had me send a couple photos of the damage, and they're really good about the whole process getting back to me, and we were able to come up with a resolution that worked for me. You know, and that's something to really think about. Obviously, we always want to have you know, stuff show up at our house in perfect condition, but just the fact that NewAge actually stands behind their product so well, and they make it a really good, easy customer experience, that really says a lot about the company. Speaking of their customer support, had one other issue. It was with the courier company. My cabinets hadn't showed up when they were supposed to show up. When I talked to the courier company, it seemed they had lost them in their warehouse. So I called the NewAge customer support, and they were super good. Again, they asked if they could just put me on a quick hold, and they actually contacted the courier company while I was on hold to make sure that they had all the information to get the correct paperwork to them so that they could get it out to me. The courier company called me like 2 hours later, and I had it on our doorstep, or should I say right in our garage the next day. The final thing I noticed on these cabinets, and this is being pretty nitpicky, all the cabinets have adjustable legs, but the rolling cabinets don't. So with the way we have ours orientated here, everything's nice and squared up, but the rolling cabinets that go underneath, they are sitting at a slight angle, and that's due to the angle of our garage. Now for me, it's not the end of the world because I plan to be rolling these cabinets out and around our garage, and if you had adjustability in those legs, they would look nice when they're sitting in the cabinets, but once you rolled them out of place, you know, they would have a lean to them, and they wouldn't be nice and square, which would look kind of funny. But if you're somebody that just plans to leave these tool cabinets where they are, it is something to consider because, you know, if you're really picky, they do sit with the angle of the garage floor. So if you have a fairly steep angle like we do here, it's a little bit noticeable. So that's it for this video of setup of our NewAge Bold Series 3.0 cabinets. I plan to come back in a couple months and do another video, maybe a little bit more of an in-depth review, a 2-month review, after I've had the chance to use these cabinets, maybe figure out the way I like to have them set up and see if there's anything else that I like or dislike about them. If you have any questions about the setup process or just anything that you've seen in this video today, please post a comment below. And remember to hit that subscribe button. We would really appreciate the support here on this channel, and click that little bell icon to be notified every time we post a new video. If you're a follower of the channel, I'm sure you're gonna be seeing a lot of these cabinets here over the next few months. We've got some really cool projects that are gonna be coming down the pipe. You know, we're just getting into winter here, so we're gonna be spending a lot of time here in this garage. So that's it for this video, but I hope to see you back again really soon for another adventure project.